So let's go ahead and put our template in here with our div. And if I go down here, we can put our script in. And right here, I'm going to give it a name. So this is going to be app. This is going to be our main component here. And I don't think I need this extend here. I don't think I need that view either right there. Okay, that looks better. And I'm going to go down here and let's create our first test under specs. This is going to be our end-to-end test. So creating message, let's see. No, I spelled that wrong. Creating message and dot spec. Cool. So this is going to be our end-to-end test, and I need my describe right here. And let's see, put the describe. So we can just say like creating a message, and then we're going to pass in a function here, and this is going to be our it block, and this is where the code's going to start executing. And let's just say display message in the list and Cypress dot, what is it? Visit. And I'm gonna need to do the same thing down here for a get. And like, maybe I should explain this real quick. If you haven't written tests before, basically, you have your describe block. It describes either like the class or like functionality that you're testing, and then each it statement is a little bit more specific and tests a specific piece of code. And so like right here, if I do cypress.get and let's see, I'm going to call it data test equals and message text, and we'll do type, and then in here we can just say new message, and we're going to need another one down here for send, the send button, and then we can just say let's see, click. Yeah, I want to go one down here because what I'm doing is I'm basically simulating as if a user is going through the browser and like clicking on that send button. So Cypress is going to go and look for data test equals send button, and it's going to click on that. So now here on this Cypress get, I can do let's do message text, and then let's see, should have dot value, and Cypress contains new message. And let's see here. So yeah, this is looking good so far. This isn't going to pass. Like this test isn't going to pass. We're going to prove that it fails, and then we're going to write the code to make it pass. But yeah, hopefully you're kind of getting the idea here. We're just writing out tests, and don't get confused with it being like implementation, because it's really just like we're writing code to kind of mimic what the user would do in the browser is basically all we're doing here. And so if I go down here, I can run my npm, but I got to get in the right directory. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So npm run, and I think it's test colon e2e. That should be it. And okay, so see, that's a different error than I was expecting. View is defined. Oh, wait. Let's see if I go to the app. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So I needed to get rid of that view there. Um, yeah, it's not. This is since we're working with components in Vue, we don't need it to do that step there. Let's see. Okay, there's our Cypress. Like um, here's our automated tests, and like you can see, we've got Cypress has these folders for us here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and click OK, and let's go ahead and make this just a little bit bigger. And I think if I just click run all specs, is that gonna do it? Okay, here goes our test here. So boom, you can see timed out. Oh, it didn't find. Yeah, see it expected to find that element, but it never found it. Which of course, because like we haven't written that code yet. And this is kind of cool. I'm more familiar with kind of like Selenium and stuff, but I'm learning Cypress as we go here, and so far I'm pretty happy with it. So if I go back, can I click on tests there? Tests. No, that's not clicking. Let's see where. Let's close that. Oh, okay. If I open this again, there's probably an easier way to refresh that. Hopefully we'll figure something out here. Yeah. So here's our error, and that's pretty good. We can. Yeah. So let's think about. Let's just write the code for that now, so that it's passing. Um, go. So if I click on app.view, and I can just go in here, and to make this test pass, this is what I'm doing right here is I'm typing new message form. And so real quick, with testing, there's kind of like this idea of like, if you think of code that would be nice to have, or that you won't like can kind of go with that functionality to help that test pass, go ahead and write it. Like, people I think get really confused, and they start, at least this is, I'm speaking for myself here, like when I first started I got really confused about like how to cover every line of code. And it doesn't mean you have to write tests for every little piece of code, but our end-to-end test is going to cover a certain functionality, and once that test passes, we know that we're good. Our feature that we wanted to implement is working. So best practices with Vue to kind of clean up our code, I'm writing this like new message form component, and now's just kind of a great time to slip it in there. So if I go here and say, let's see, import. So I'm going to import down here a new message form from components, and this isn't created yet. We're going to be creating this here in a second. And let's see, why is that linting giving us a hard time? Figure that out. So I'm going to just say components, and then in here we're going to put the name of our new message form component. And now if I click on app, I don't want to click on app. I want to create a new folder here. Let's call it new message form.view, or excuse me, file, and then template. And then in here, I can go ahead and say div, and I'm going to give this the proper name here in a second, but let's write our script here. And then I'm going to say name new message form, and that looks good. It should still fail. I just want to make sure it's still failing because we haven't we have not added that tag in yet, so it shouldn't be able to find the element. Yeah, so data test message text, it's not in there yet, so that's good. It's failing like it's supposed to. So now we can just go back here, and right here in this div, this is where we're going to put that tag. So we'll just go input type text, and then I want to do what was the name, data test, and then data test equals message text. Okay, there we go, message text. And what's going on? Not test back. Okay. Refresh. There we go. We'll just refresh the page. Okay, cool. That kicks it off, and it's what? Data test. It's not found. What? Go. Refresh. Oh, there we go. There's a refresh button. And it's failing. Why is it failing? Okay, it's got the backslash. It's not found. What? Why? Why is it not found? Stop. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. So, all right. Some of you may have caught that first. Good job. I spelt it as massage. So yeah, message text. And this should now pass. If we go back here, let's see, and no. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, send. So, let's see. Yeah, so now we're onto the send button there. So That's good. We're seeing a new error. So now we know what we need to add. We need to add the send button in here. So let's do button, and I'll just say data test equals send button. And we can just say send, and if I go here and refresh, did it do it? Yeah. Nice. And now we can go back to here and add a unit test. So I'm going to call this new message form.spec.view. And so before, okay, just to kind of explain what's going on. So we wrote our end-to-end test, and it's passing now. We wrote, we put in the code that we needed to get it to pass. But now that we've kind of established that end-to-end functionality, we can go back and add in unit tests, because unit tests are much more performant, and we can start using the unit tests to test areas that we don't really need to use like our Cypress test for, just because it's expensive. And so I'm going to say import mount, and then we'll do from, and then at view, and then test, and utils. And why is it not? Oh, yeah, it can't be. This is a JavaScript file, yeah. So we need to say JS, and then at vue-test-utils. There we go. And now we'll import our new message form from at components and new message form. Cool. And then we'll do describe, and we'll just say new message form, because that's kind of overall what we're doing here. And then right here we'll have our function, and this is where we'll put all of our testing logic, and then we'll just say let wrapper. So we'll declare that wrapper and say before each, and this is basically so I'll just say like wrapper and assign whatever value mount returns with new message form to wrapper. And yeah, so before each is basically going to run before each before each test. So this makes it really nice in the sense that we don't, like, it's all automated, and we know that every case is being tested with that same setup, is basically what's going on. So I'm going to say describe, and then clicking the send button, and then we'll say let's see, before each, and then we'll do wrapper.find, and then let's just say data test equals, and we'll do message text. There we go. And then dot set value, new message, wrapper.find, data test equals send button, and dot trigger, and then click. So we're setting a value of new message, and then we're triggering the click that comes right after it, before each assertion, each test. And if I go down here, and not instance of, why is it doing that? It clears the text file. And we'll say element is coming from the wrapper.find, and then it's going to find data test is equal to message text, right? So so basically, yeah, find that element with data test equal to message text and pull out the element from there. Then we can say expect element dot value to be equal, and then what was empty string that, and it's okay. So yeah, there we go. Expected empty string, receive new message. So yeah, I mean, that makes sense. It's going to fail because what we want to do is we want that value that was in that input to be cleared out, right? And so that's why we're putting empty string there, but we can clear it out now that we know for sure it's not working. And it seems obvious right now, like, yeah, of course it's not working, but when you start working in larger code bases, you never know if something's already working or already broken. And I promise this, it really helps to write these tests, and it gives you more confidence, peace of mind. And here I go on a tangent, and I can't say enough about how important testing is. And yeah, so I will say, okay, here's a tangent or a thought. So testing is definitely becoming less put on a pedestal, I guess you could say. Like it's not the same. It's not like the same dominant philosophy that it used to have a couple of years ago. And a lot of that is because of functional programming, and like functional programming really makes your code easier to test. But very, very rare, I don't think you'll ever find at a good company like a code base where people aren't writing these tests, no matter how many functional programming languages they have in their company and stuff. It's yeah, I can't say enough about it. So good thing we're doing this video, right? Not that this is the only one out there. Let's see, data. Forgot that bracket there. Okay. There we go. Now we're down to the error that matters. And I'm going to go down to new message form, and let's just say data, and then return input text set to just like an empty string. And up here I can say input the model. I think that's how, yeah, there we go. Input text. Okay. And then down here on button, we don't need to do that yet. And let's see, okay. If you're not familiar with Vue, like data is basically where we're holding our state in this component. And so that input text down there is what we're using up on line 16, and we're defaulting it to be an empty string. So if I run that watch, and okay. I'm just going to say @click and then put send. And let's see, it's methods and send. Here goes our send method, this dot input text. Okay, so the test was failing. That's good. We want it to fail first, and then we're writing the functionality right here to make it pass. And we're doing so by, with this @click event, it's calling the send method. So as soon as the button's clicked, it's calling this method down here on line 18, and it's setting this .input text, which is what's located on line 4 in the data, to an empty string. So that should make the test pass. And yeah. So yeah, the tests are passing. This is exactly what we want right here. And I'm going to say npm run test watch again or this will be the end-to-end test now. Okay. So again, we went from our end-to-end tests to our unit tests, and we're testing functionality that we can do down at the unit level. Now let's kind of zoom back out, focus on the feature that we're building, and let's get these tests to fail and then pass. And let's see. I'm going to say is this the right? Failed to connect to Chrome. Why? Okay. Try again. What's going on here? Create a message. Oh, here we go. Okay, so yeah, it goes, it runs. Cool. So everything's working just fine, in the Cypress tests, and obviously it's failing at new message because we're not displaying that message anywhere. Um, and that's our next implementation task. So if we go back to the code here and just say why that's not VS Code. Why did my stuff shut down? What's going on? Why it was okay. Here we go. Got my environment back up. New message form spec. Okay. Um, hopefully everything's still here. So I'm gonna click on the new message form, and looks like, yeah, okay, cool. We're still good. And if I go down, okay, so yeah, we can add down here. So it clears the text field. Now it needs to emit the send event. And we can do this by saying expect wrapper dot emitted, and then dot, oh, what? send at 0 to equal new message. There we go. Yeah. Because we want, yeah. That should be good. So if I go down here and test this now, PM run test, unit watch. Okay, it's failing. Send is not a function. Do I have, is this a syntax thing? Send is not a function. Then why am I calling it? Send. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah, it's not a function. I was calling it as if it was a function. Okay, nice. Cannot read property 0 of undefined. So yeah, if I go to the new message form, and then I just say this dot emit send, and then just say this dot input text. So that's going to trigger the send. And now it can run watch, and there. Okay, cool. So it's passing now. It's yeah. Right, and it's yeah, it feels like cheating because it's like, you know, we're making it send in the code there, but at least we know like how to make that test pass. So now if we run the end to end, and if I click here on creating a message, there it goes. Contains new message. Fail. Cool. So we're still good. It's still failing. Like it's what we were expecting to happen. If I do message form dot view, and that's probably why it wasn't. Yeah. So now we can just say, so I'm just going to say data and then, oh, not P. And we'll just return the message array. So we got messages and then an empty array. And if we add in the methods here, we can say add message and then text and this dot messages dot unshift and then text. Right? Oh, syntax error. There we go. Cool. So yeah, basically the add message method is just, it's just taking taking that first element in the array we'll just say at send add message. And let's see, message list component, and messages is going to be messages from the data below, and now I can import message list. So we can use our message list component. And then down here, we can just go ahead and add message list down here. That should, why is it? Oh, yeah. We're gonna add the message list component, and it's gonna have a div, put in the script. And then we'll just say name message list and props messages. Cool. Okay, compiled successfully. Let's see if it passes the Cypress automation tests, and got timeout trying. Oh, wait, is there a typo in here? Oh, duh, we haven't even added that function. So yeah, we need to add this functionality here so that we can show the messages. And we'll just do this unordered list, and then for the list item v4, every message in the messages array, it's going to display in between here. And with that for loop, we need this key equals message and message. Cool. So that should like display a list of the messages, and like I think that should make the Cypress test pass. Let's see. Run all tests. There it goes. And nice. So wait, new. It's still saying it doesn't have it. So this is if I go, let's pull up our end-to-end tests here. And there's, yeah. Okay. So the it was just a spelling error there. And nice. Okay. So here we go. This is new message. And yeah, that's it. Like the Cypress test pass, we're good. Like this is like it seems small. I know it's not this huge like to do list application or something, but this is real world. Like this is how we do it. Like as a developer, you know, the data and doing the day-to-day grind, like this is what you can expect to kind of do. I'm not claiming I'm like, you know, amazing at this or anything. I just like, I don't know. I've been, let's see, doing this for 5 years now, almost 3 years professionally. It's like there's just so much to learn. I don't even feel close to having all these skills down. But I can tell you, like, focus on learning testing if you're new or starting out with this stuff, and you'll be rewarded for sure. So yeah, that's it. That's all I've got. Hopefully the next tutorial will be good like this, because this oh man, like this needed to happen. Thank you for your patience with my tangents, and please subscribe, please like. It helps the algorithm. That's what they say, at least. And yeah, catch you on the flip side. See you, everyone.